who's also his cousin, who's not really his girlfriend.
Distant cousins.
Yeah, they're not blood
cousins.
related, all right.
Danny's like, let's be real, they're fucking.
She's his Sword Art
They are
Online
fucking.
cousin.
Well, they
waifu.
used to fuck, and now they're not anymore. Fucking Kazuma soaks up in the tub all the time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Summit podcast. I'm Sam.
I love the
your
chair
host.
squeak.
Oh yeah, the chair's because I had to lean back.
It adds character.
Podcast. And with me is Danny.
Hey Nick, who do you play ping pong for?
I play for the memes because it
So
rhymes with
selfish.
me and team.
Because it rhymes with
So
me
selfish.
and team. Well, that'd be so fun.
Well, it
there's,
depends when you ask me. I might say a different answer.
there's no I.
Like
in
Kazuma,
team.
where he's all like, I play for myself.
JK, I really play for the team.
Fucking liar.
For the memes. You play for the team that plays for the memes. The
meme team.
The meme
Yes.
team, dream team. The meme team, dream team. Say that 5 times fast. Speaking of ping pong, Danny, later in the show, we're going
Yes.
to talk about Ping Pong The Animation, directed by none other than Masaaki Yuasa. So good. The show is fucking wild. Like, oh my god. We're going to get into it. Like, I have a lot of things to say. But, like, this is one of the decade spotlights where one of us has seen it and the other two haven't, and that was
That's
Nick.
me.
That was Nick, and then to us, we haven't. So like, because we tried to do it, Nick tried to make it so like it was shows that we hadn't seen before, but yeah, this one was.
Yep,
fucking
that's
cool.
why we're not covering Kill la Kill because we've
That's
all
what-
seen it.
Right? Yeah, right. Like we're not gonna.
And not all of these will necessarily make our list. These are just like anime of interest
Yeah.
that are notable anime of the decade.
And we will talk about that at the end too, whether you think it's gonna make our list or not. And also, speaking of decade spotlights too, I want to see some top 50 lists. I'm actually going to, after we're done here, I'm gonna sit down and fuck around with mine some more because I have not touched it in a while, and I gotta update all my lists and such shit. So I'm gonna fucking do that for like.
Oh, we got to get the patron one moving too.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
So if
do
you're
that.
a patron, we're gonna hopefully this week. We're saying this now. We're committing to it. We're gonna like set up a Google Doc or something to that effect where you can post your list and share them among the patrons.
Right, and then we can see if we can sneak in one of the patron like shows that we haven't seen in there somewhere before the actual.
Well, that's a big commitment. I don't know about that, but we'll try.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll try. Yeah, we'll see what's
Depending
what.
on timing, yeah.
But we want to give you guys special access to what we're using to make our lists. So if you're a patron,
It's nothing fancy.
It's nothing. Yeah, calm down. Just relax. Okay. Jesus
God, I
Christ.
wish I could program it so you could like drag and drop everything. That'd be sick. You know what I mean?
I might know a
If
You just
guy.
drag
It
like
was
the
that
whole
easy.
like line of like the show and it also like perfectly fits in and stuff.
It puts the show right on the show. You can watch it right there.
Yeah. The way I have it, you gotta like type it in manually. It's a pain in the ass. So
It's a pain in my ass. It's a pain in everyone's ass. So we're going to do that. First of all, real quick, though, let's take a break right here. Check that out for me. And also, of course,
Sherry's
Oh,
berries.
Sherry's berries. Run out of ping pong balls? Use a Sherry's berry.
Oh, also
you can
happy
give
Halloween.
a top spin.
oh, yeah, if you're listening to this now, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Oh, it's Halloween, like the day it comes out, right?
Yeah. Right now, you
Nice.
can't tell I'm dressed as a disappointment. Anyway.
I'm dressed as Butterfly Joe.
Hell yeah. Dude, that'd be actually a sick costume, though. Like, carry
Danny's a
around
ping pong paddle.
You carry around the
Fuck
paddle.
you.
Fuck
Sam-
you.
Sam is the ball. Danny just smacks Sam.
I just roll
smack him in
around,
the
like bounce around, all stupid.
I grab Danny by the ankles and just
Smack.
wrestling.
Swing.
What is that wrestling move where you just like whale somebody into the other person? I pretend that you're a chair and I just smack you into the other person.
And just
There you
pretend
go.
you're a chair.
Oh boy.
God, dude, that'd be hilarious. I wonder what Nick's wrestling name would be.
Zella's
Anyway,
probably like, I know that move.
yeah. And
He's like shouting at the speakers.
Sean and Harvester and Zella, yeah, they're all like,
side chair swipe. God.
side chair swipe. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, and links.animesummit.net. You can find all the links right there. Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And patreon.com/anime summit. Become a patron today. Get early access to all kinds of cool stuff. And all other kinds of sweet gigs that we're laying out for people. You get first rings at merch that's coming out soon. And it's going to be dope. It's going to be sweet. And to all our current patrons right now, I love you. Thank you so much. So let's get into it.
In the words of the waifu of the week, I love ya.
I love you. Waifu and his band for Ping Pong The Animation. Waifu is going to be Tamara Obaba. Tamara
Now,
Obaba.
does Obaba mean like... Does that mean like old lady?
It means like grandma, I think. Right? Or
Something like
or
that.
no,
Yeah, 'cause
Oba-chan.
no,
Obaba
Oba-chan.
means like old lady. Or,
Yeah.
It's like old woman.
Oba-chan's like grandma, and then Ubaba is like old lady. Or yeah. So it's
But
like
yeah, she's
old lady Tamara.
like the chain smoking owner of the local tennis dojo where
The
Peko and Smile practice.
Tamara table tennis dojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she owns that, and she also knows Butterfly Joe. They're like old friends, and then they're also old friends with the leader of the
Ryu.
how do you pronounce that? Kaio Tennis Club. Yeah.
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 His name is Ryu.
Yeah, they're
Actually,
the previous generation.
one of the many voices that Masako Nozawa does that is not Goku or Goten or yeah.
Oh shit! Is it
pretty-
the same voice as Goku?
Yeah, Masako Nozawa, yeah. And Goten.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
See, this actually fits.
For
it
real.
works. Yeah.
Shots fired. No, it's not her fault. Look, Kid Goku probably made a lot of sense, right? You get a female to do the kid. You got to move on though after that.
You got to
Okay.
move on. Yeah, it's
Side
like
tangent.
Screams and Super Saiyan.
But in Japan, it's tradition for like the voice actors reprise their roles as long as they're alive, basically.
Yeah.
So like Lupin the Third, they have like these 80-year-old people voicing him. It's fucking crazy.
Lupin the Third. And husbando is Yutaka Hoshina, or Hoshino. Is Hoshino, I thought.
Yeah, it is Hoshino.
Okay, you put Hoshina. I was like,
Oh.
or
whoops.
Nick did, or someone did.
No, I did.
No, it's Peko Hoshino. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Hoshino.
call him Peko.
Hoshino, yeah.
His nickname is Peko. That's our husbando.
Peko is like a play on words. I forgot exactly what it means.
It's
but,
something like
it's something with eating. Something with eating.
Yeah, there's a Japanese saying it's something like Peko, which is
he
like my
enjoys-
belly is always full.
Yeah, he enjoys eating like a lot of crappy gas station food, and he's always commenting on that. So
He'll go into like the 7-Eleven and he'll just like have snacks and shit. He's
Yeah.
like, there's always that one character. He's like Han from Tokyo Drift. He's always snacking.
he's like Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11. Always got something to eat.
yeah. He's always snacking.
Best movie of all time after Shrek, as we know. But
Oh my god, dude.
But Ocean's 11 is a 3D, Nick.
Yeah, 3D PD.
yeah, well, these people aren't PD, so there.
These people
This
aren't
is my
PD, so it's
exception.
fine.
It has George Clooney, Danny. Okay.
It does
So?
have George
All right.
Clooney. That's
Moving
true.
on.
Still a 3D.
All right,
we'll do
Nick.
we'll do when we reach the $1,000 a month patron limit. We'll do Ocean's 11.
do Ocean's 11.
No,
Spotlight.
when we reach the $11 a month patron.
We're way past that. We're already way past that. We're like,
Ooh, we're at 12 now, baby. We're rocketing up.
no, we're actually way. Okay, never mind. Anyway,
Let's not.
We have
yeah.
our
Yeah.
podcast millions
Anyway,
overflowing
moving
the
on.
coffers. Oh yes.
All right, Nick, hit it
Speaking
away.
of which,
get in the.
me and
get
Sam
in
are
there.
flying on a private jet to hang out.
Nice.
Mac and Danny and all them. All right. By the way, those were good picks. That's exactly who I would have picked.
You're
That's
welcome.
who I was
It makes
gonna pick.
perfect sense because like Obaba and Peko have this relationship. She coaches Peko later in the show, and she always says, "I love you, Peko," as she's like smoking. It's
I love
fucking
you,
great.
kid. Yeah.
I love you. You gotta run up the stairs. Ping Pong the Animation. It's a 2014 anime from Tatsunoko Productions, And what else did they do again?
Tatsunoko
Shit.
is very famous
it up.
for. Yeah, no, Tatsunoko is very famous for the characters Gatchaman, Yatterman, Hurricane Polymer.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. They have a little bit of Sentai influence in Ping Pong as well.
Yeah, and then Cashern.
Apparently, they helped out with Evangelion as like a side production.
So here's the weird thing about Tatsunoko, real quick. So it's just real quick. They always are like.
Oh, they did Gatchaman crowds. We reviewed that.
Well, because
There we
they did Gatchaman also, the original.
Yeah.
But
They did Macross. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they helped out. They normally help out with a lot of bitches, and when they do their own anime, it's like their own shit. It's like Gatchaman, Chorus, Infinity Force,
Original content.
Yeah, Polymer. Yeah. So yeah, they're the most known for Polymer and Gatchaman and all them. Infinity. But yeah, Tatsunoko Productions. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Well, now actually, in reality, they're most known for Ping Pong right now. So, yeah.
Actually, yeah, probably. Like,
well, in modern times, like Macross was a long fucking time ago. Anyway, yeah, Tatsunoko Productions, the studio. This is based on a manga in I think it was like the late '90s, and also, which also had a live action.
97.
Yes, it had a live action movie in 2002, and then it was adapted in 2014 into the anime that we're reviewing right now. And the manga is by Taiyou Matsumoto, who he is known for Attack on Concrete, which I've yet to see that one, but
oh, it's good. It's good.
I've heard things about it. Yeah, for some reason I always mix that one up with the show we just reviewed, Kyoso Giga. I don't know why. It's like the same animator or something. Not really.
In terms of like visuals, I mean it seems like a fair, assessment.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
And famously, the most notable staff are the director Masaaki Yuasa, who we also reviewed one of his shows. That was our first spotlight, which was Tatami Galaxy. He's well known for that, Ping Pong, Devilman Crybaby,
which we also reviewed.
Devilman Crybaby, Kaiba from last decade, and he did Mind Game. He's done a lot of stuff. He did episodes of Space Dandy,
episodes of Crayon Shin-Chan, and he did a lot of Crayon Shin-Chan movies.
You can tell it's Yuasa just by the animation. Just like if the characters are like really off model.
Also, he was one of the guest directors and animators for an episode of Adventure Time, which was badass. If you've never seen the Yuasa episode of Adventure Time, you definitely should. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's done. Oh, Kimonozume is one of his early ones as well. So yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. So
yeah, I gotta watch that. Anyway, sorry.
He's very very well known and praised in the anime community. So we are doing another one of his shows, and then the other notable staff that I enjoy is the music by Kensuke Ushio, who also worked on Devilman Crybaby, and he did.
Hell yeah.
He did a lot of stuff too. Like every single thing Ushio has done is just amazing. All of his soundtracks.
For
here
sure.
we go. Let me bring this up here. So he did Ping Pong, Devilman Crybaby. Oh, he did the 2019 Boogie Pop. He did Liz and the Bluebird. Space Dandy.
Okay. He's in there then. Like he's done. He's
one
of those guys who plays
all
everything.
of those have. Oh, he did Koi no Katachi too. He did Silent Voice.
Well.
Dude, this guy's a god
shit.
too.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, and then the other animator too was like this guy. I was listening to the Greatest Movie Ever podcast, and they were talking about one of the other main animators who was like French influenced. Let's see, is it Shinji Hashimoto? It was somebody.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out later. But yeah, side note, check out the Greatest Movie Ever podcast. They do occasional anime links or anime reviews.
They do a thing called anime, like they call it Anime Fun Time. With like it's called Unicorn Fun Time or something. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
They also do like a lot of live action movies. It's fun. So yeah, Ping Pong the Animation. That's the basic background to it. As far as what Ping Pong the Animation is about, here's a brief summary cobbled together from various online sources. We took a couple of these from Mal. We took one from IMDb and then one from I think it was just Mal and IMDb. But yeah, so here he goes. So Makoto Tsukimoto, nicknamed Smile, is a quiet high schooler who's been friends with the loud and energetic Yutaka Hoshino, nicknamed Peko, since childhood. They are both in the local table tennis club and both have a natural talent for it, although Smile's personality prevents him from winning against Peko. The club teacher, however, notices Smile's talent and tries to make him gain some sportive tenacity. Every year, students from across Japan gather for the inter-high table tennis competition to achieve national and international stardom. Through intense training and competition, only the very best persevere. 5 ping pong prodigies learn to navigate the harsh climate of the competitive sport and even more frightening realm of self-realization. And so the story follows various character arcs of Peko, Smile. You got Dragon. You got Akuma the Demon guy. You have China or Kong.
Yeah.
They call him China and Kong.
Everyone's got
nickname him
nicknames.
China. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got nicknames.
And it follows all these characters as they play ping pong and have their different paths toward through life, really. And it's all the club members of each various clubs, and it's.
But it's cool because there's even a
it's really
couple
cool.
episodes where they go into the coaches. Like earlier we talked about Ubaba, and it kind of like goes into her with Joe, who's like the coach of the main character's high school club, and
Joe coaches Smile specifically.
but yeah, fucking Butterfly Joe, dude. Oh, Butterfly Joe, man.
Yeah, and what's really cool about this show is it's only 11 episodes. It's actually even shorter than most seasonal anime, but it manages to get together like these like a whole entire sports narrative in such a short time frame, and yet it feels like the perfect amount of time, right? There's no time wasted, there's no real filler. It's just all towards the central narrative, right? So this is a great show to watch if you just want something short and really good to get that like immediate catharsis without having to watch like 100 episodes. I think you guys can attest to that too, because like a lot of our favorite shows are longer, right? It's like, oh, you got to invest all this time into Full Metal Alchemist, 70 episodes, have fun, right?
I'm investing time into Hunter x Hunter right now. Like, holy shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100 episodes, 140 or whatever. Yeah. Great show, but it's like, oh man, I got to watch all that. Ping Pong, though, you can just recommend it. Boom, bam, done. 11 episodes.
Ping Pong the Animation's also cool because like it's one of those shows that's a little off what I think the average otaku is used to. The average anime watcher.
Oh yeah,
But,
that's
like,
way off. It looks way different from most anime.
And it's the story is driven by the characters. So like you're watching it to watch each of their stories, not like the whole. The whole story just carries them to the goal. You know what I mean?
It's
so
a
like
coming of age story.
Yeah. And Ping Pong is like the vehicle to deliver each character's like self-realization and all that.
Yeah.
So
and this is a perfect example of that kind of storytelling. So like I think it's cool to recommend when people start getting serious. This would be a cool show to. Well, even not serious. Like this is a cool show to recommend. Be like, hey, you want something a little different? You should check this out. It's easy to watch. Put it on.
yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
The one caveat is like the animation style is very different from most anime. So if
Yeah.
somebody is just real set in their ways and they only like Sword Art Online or something, they might not enjoy this. They might drop it. But like you just got to get through that because the animation actually is in service of the main themes. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. And it's also amazing what they did on like such a short time frame. Like they only had a very short amount of time to actually create this show, as far as like animating it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing what they did with those limitations.
When you look at the manga too, and then when you start looking at when you start looking at what Masaaki Yuasa has done and how you can kind of start pinpointing their style and how they do things, and you look at the manga, the art of the manga and what Masaaki Yuasa does for animation is just like it's like the perfect pairing, honestly. Like it was really cool.
Yuasa is incredible at adapting stories.
Right. And like the exaggerated body movement is very present in the manga, and Yuasa probably looked at it and was like, this is fucking what I do and this is awesome. Like I'm gonna fucking do this. Like and he did it. And it was just
and
like,
this is why like animation has such a higher ceiling than live action. Because you can do stuff like change the dimensions of each person like frame to frame, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can go off model and make people wibbly wobbly, as I like to call it.
And I think that's a good point when you're trying to
Betty Spaghetti.
Stretch Armstrong. I had a Stretch Armstrong
Boo
when I
Boo
was a
and
kid.
Boobalina, my favorite animation short.
Boom, boom, boom. I had a Stretch Armstrong as a kid. I had the ninja one. Anyway, I fucking broke it by twisting his
Gumby.
arms. I pulled his head off too far.
Gumby.
Fucking Gumby, dude. No, but I think what Nick said is a very good point here, okay? You gotta understand something. And this is something that I was taught when I was going to animation school, is when you understand the anatomy of a character, that is when you can start exaggerating proportions and things and have it still make sense. So as long as you understand
when
what
you
you're
have
looking
that
at.
foundation.
Yeah. And every human, or most characters that you draw, or you see drawn in comics or in anime even, they kind of have a very slender S body shape, or somewhat of an S body shape, whether they're a bigger character or skinnier character. If you look at fucking Goofy, right, he's got the same shape, it's just that his hips are really low, because he's fucking Goofy. But, like,
Yeah,
that's
he's like
what,
a dog.
also, he's a dog. But, like, the great thing about Ping Pong is no matter how, like let's say in a match, when you're watching a match, no matter how exaggerated it was, you still 100% understood what was happening and how it looked and why it looked the way it did. And it was, oh my God, it's so fucking cool, dude.
That's what I like about it, because like it at the end of the day, it's art, and art is, in the words of Shia LaBeouf, right? Art is anything that oh fuck, I forgot what he said now.
Hey, Shia LaBeouf is cool, man.
Good job.
Art is something. Art is anything is art if it makes you feel something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what Ping Pong is aiming for. It's not like the typical sports anime where the characters have to be all hot and sexy, like, oh, look at
here
me
we
as
go.
the
Nick
sweat
is
drips
mad.
off my hair.
This is sports anime.
Are you trying to trigger me
shots
right
at,
now?
shots at Danny.
This is the
Are you
only
trying
time
to
Nick will watch
trigger
a
me?
sports anime
Look,
when it's not.
Ping Pong puts all that to the side for the main themes, man. Like, look, these characters are ugly. They're supposed to be blobular and like those like old Incan statues and stuff where they look like
Incan
misshapen balls of
statues?
clay. They're misshapen balls of clay, dude. It's great, and that's what brings out the themes of it better. Like I just relate to it more. That abstraction is more powerful than a realistic looking supermodel character, like from like half the anime that are seasonally airing. You know what I mean?
You don't know what you're talking about.
But speaking of
This is more meaningful.
but
This
more-
is more symbolic.
But more to that point, and exactly what you just said, there's like a lot of symbolism in it too. Like,
A big one is the ping pong balls turning into airplanes. Like Kong, his symbolism is like an airplane.
Because he wants to go home.
Yeah,
Right.
he was exiled to Japan for messing up in his homeland of China. So he's
So-
always seeing airplanes in his glasses.
Because-
And like in like episode 1, he's like the ball. Pecco hits the ball up and it match cuts into an airplane. And
Wait,
he's
so-
like, "Am I in hell?" And it's like it's fucking awesome.
wait, so Nick and Dan, you're onto something. Hold on a sec. To make this next point, I think it'd be nice to quickly kind of run through each character, because each character
Oh yeah, we should have
has-
like little character.
each character
spotlight.
has like a thing that symbolically shows. One thing that I'll say about the show is that the way it presents everything, and one of the things that it presents with each character while they're playing or going through something, is it shows this symbol or this other kind of thing that shows them kind of coming out of their shell and doing what they're supposed to do. So like for Pecco, it would so the thing about Pecco is that he kind of relies on his raw talent. He's lazy. He kind of is arrogant.
Yeah,
a
he's
little
cocky, he's carefree. Like,
yeah, and then when he's
when you first meet Pecco, like he's super, super arrogant, and he's super confident in his talent, but he's lazy because
You're
he
300
knows,
years too early to challenge me.
Yeah, like he knows he's so good that like he can just beat anybody, and that's why he skips out on his team practices at his school and stuff.
right, and then
Yeah, he's basically like sharking people in the local tennis hall rather than refining his craft. Like he's not training like the students at Kaio Academy.
yeah,
He's just kind of slacking off and beating people for a few bucks,
and then
like
Kong
pool
Wenge or
sharking or
China
whatever.
comes to town, wrecks his ass.
Oh yeah, China
He's-
literally skunks
he's
him.
arrogant too. Kong
Right.
is arrogant too. Like he thinks
Yeah.
that he's the best in everything.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
and
exiled to Japan, and he's like, because China is the ping pong nation. That's like their
Yes.
national
That's
sport.
like one of their
basically.
things, yeah.
One of them anyway. It's kind of like Canada is hockey, China is ping pong, Brazil is soccer, that type of thing. So he's going to Japan,
Football.
and he feels like he's taken a step down and been punished.
Right.
So he's like when you first meet him, he's commenting and thinking about how all these players are really bad, and it's like he's not going to learn anything here.
Right.
So yeah.
So that's Pecco's thing, right? And then when he starts kind of coming into his own, it shows the symbol of a hero, or it shows like a little animation of a hero, kind of like, you know.
Yeah, it's the robot. It's actually the robot from Smile's video game. Because it's weird because like I think so it's kind of a connected thing. So Smile is playing a video game that his parents gave him, and his parents are always absent. That's the thing too. You'll see it later in the show. Like he's alone on Christmas because his parents are out, and like he's playing this video game with this robot, and Smile is always like, well, this is kind of branching into Smile too, but like Pecco is
go ahead, talk about Smile.
Is the manifestation of that robot that Smile sees. So Pecco's actual I don't know if Pecco really like sees anything specifically for himself. Maybe a bird, because it does show like the bird symbolism for him a lot.
He's like, I'll show you how high you can fly or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, and then what's his name?
Well, the wings
Cosmo's
are
like, people
symbolism.
can't fly. Yeah.
Yeah, because Pecco, when Pecco comes into his own, that's like his thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so Pecco is the bird, and Smile is the robot, I would say.
Yeah, because like Smile is actually really fucking good, but
they're both prodigies. Yeah.
Yeah, but Smile's problem is that he holds back and doesn't care about ping pong enough to make his opponent feel bad about losing, so he purposely holds back. Like he has a little too much empathy or sympathy for his opponents. Like he'll let Pecco win in friendly battles, and like you can see it in the first episode, I think, where Kong is listening on the rooftop and he can hear, he's like, oh, that's a chopper. He's letting the other guy win. Like you can tell based on how they're hitting it. Right. Yeah. He cares more about his opponent than the game itself.
Yeah, and everyone sees that Smile is really good. Like Kong realized it. Like Kong realized that Smile was holding back during like that little matchup between Pecco and in
the first Inner High tournament too, Smile holds back against Kong.
Yeah. Like he loses on purpose. So,
and that makes Kong mad because he's like trying to find someone who's like in Japan. That's like
it ends up not mattering because Kong faces the dragon, and that battle is fucking awesome.
That was crazy.
It was episode 4, I think that happened. Oh my! That was like a climax in episode 4, and it was amazing. But yeah. So like, we're still talking about Smile. He has trouble. Like he would get bullied as a kid, and Pecco would stand up for him. Right? They always have these flashbacks to that. Mm-hmm. So Pecco has trouble with emotions. He's an introvert, right? He's not good at making friends and everything. So that's kind of his main deal. Do we want to move on to the next
Dragon?
Yeah,
well,
Dragon.
You mentioned
Cosmo.
Kong earlier, so then there's Dragon.
So yeah, Cosmo he's the Kaio's team captain and star player. He's like the international like high school or youth champion. Actually, he wins worlds as like a youth.
Yeah, he's highly respected. He's kind of like a local hero because he wins.
And he's essentially undefeated over the past like X amount of years.
Undefeated.
And that actually is like a huge burden on him. He's always holed up in a bathroom before every match.
Yeah, he has to like isolate himself.
Play. Yeah, he's very isolated. Like he's training in ping pong to the detriment of everything else in his life, including his girlfriend / cousin. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Was, yeah.
I'm wondering if it was like the coach said she was the cousin just to like save face or something. Because she did have romantic feelings toward him, so maybe they're
keep him away from romance, like...
Yeah, they might have been distant cousins. That might have been
Don't
some
get
truth
involved
to
in
it.
that while you're training.
I mean,
this dude would literally practice against machines that were
yeah, it was dope, yeah.
There was a paddle machine that had 4 rackets all hitting balls at him, and he would return every one of them while he was like on a shifting mat.
Yeah, a treadmill or whatever, yeah.
It was like an all-way treadmill going up and down, left, right, Konami code. Like, it was fucking crazy. But
so this dude is like super driven to win, and he's essentially, there's the image of him climbing. That's kind of his symbol, is him climbing up a mountain over an abyss, right? Where if he loses a match, then he's going to fall into the abyss and be forgotten. Like, and so he has so much pressure on him with that. Plus, like, his family has all this shame that he's trying to like, bring honor back to his family. So
he feels like it's his job. He feels like it's his job, even though he's a fucking high high school.
Well, yeah,
He
he's
lost-
making money off it.
Yeah.
He lost his
Dad.
His father,
he lost his father, and he lost his thrive of the game because he's such
Or his joy.
Yeah, thrive, joy, same thing. Now I lost my train of thought. Thanks.
He lost
Nick.
his he lost his dad, and then he lost his thrive, is what you said.
Well,
Yes.
it's implied that his dad committed suicide, right?
Yeah, it's heavily implied.
There's like flashbacks where he's on a mountain and he's like, "Oh, birds are flying," and he's like, "Dad, back away from the edge," or whatever. So it's like, yeah. And that's like that's the cool part of the show is like the economy of the directing is like they don't have 5 episodes where his dad is, there's some melodrama, bubbling tears, It's just like these quick flashbacks, but that are really well presented, right? Where you're like, oh wait, did that happen?
Each character definitely has their own spotlight in each of the episodes.
Yeah.
Like they even go so far as to check out like do the background story for Joe and Obaba and
their friend who owns Kaio,
the
guy.
CEO Ryu.
Yeah. And they had like a kind of a similar story to these new characters too. So yeah, and then we were talking about Kong already. Yeah, he's upset that he's transferred to Japan. We kind of mentioned him already. He's really cool. Like he actually talks in Chinese on the show. Both the sub and the dub. He talks.
The
in
voice
Chinese.
actor Yusei Bun, he's actually born in China, but his parents are Japanese.
It sounds native. Yeah, it sounds really good.
He's speaking
I'm
Mandarin.
not an expert, but
yeah, he's speaking Mandarin. It's badass. It's perfect. And then
dude, it sounds fucking dope.
Yeah, it has. And it has.
That dude is awesome.
Yeah, it was badass, dude. And it has Japanese subtitles when he's speaking Chinese and with the English there, obviously, where we watched it. But it was fucking cool. Like it was really cool. And his coach, that
he has a coach as well, who's like also his friend. But yeah, I mean it's fine. It's just his coach.
But they speak Chinese to each other, and that's why you hear it often. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's saying disparaging things to the Japanese players when he first gets there, and his coach is kind of like smoothing it over or whatever. And
he says he thinks you're cool.
He's tasked to coach this one team. Kong is supposed to be a coach for I forgot one of the high schools, and he gradually learns throughout the series to embrace them and like that way of life and all that. So
well, after he
lost, accepts his lot. Yeah, he loses to Dragon in the first inner high.
After he loses to Dragon, that's when he realizes. And I feel like, aside from, Peiko has a good character development, and so does Smile. They
all do, Danny. They all do.
I know they all do, but I personally, I feel like China, he had the most, for me,
you like him the most
memorable character development.
Yeah, his was great.
Yeah, especially with his team as well, and that's kind of what I wished the show did with the other teams, because in sports anime, each show has their team, and each team is helping each other. Like each teammate is helping each other develop
to a point,
and
yeah,
grow.
But this is singles ping pong, and it's emphasizing the isolation that each of these characters has.
Yeah,
they're
but
all
it's
isolated.
they're still on a team. They're still part of the team regardless.
But that's not, I know, and that's the funny thing, because that's not really the point of this show at all. This is the teamwork is not a main theme of Ping Pong the Animation, almost at all. There's very little of it.
Not really.
Kong learns to enjoy the community that he's in, and he's coaching the players. And,
I don't see
and that's
that.
good.
I don't agree with you.
There's also the
Sorry.
coaches who coach Smile and Pecco, but as far as teamwork, it's not about that. It's about each person realizing what they want in life and like how to get better at ping pong and how to like find their path, right? So it's not it's not a team sport, first of all. So it's like they don't have to really. They technically don't have to work together to win at ping pong, aside from like a little bit of training. But I know what you mean. Like Danny, you valued the teamwork aspect and themes of that more than most, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what you want in a sports anime, but that's not what this is providing, really.
Well, they still provide it with Kong's team. You know, like
A little bit, yeah.
There are, and that's what I'm saying. Like they only did that with Kong's team. They could have also
that was
maybe
his
have
specific
done that with Smile's team and everything like that too.
But that
didn't.
wasn't in their personality. They did not have the capacity to do that. Smile couldn't do that, and Peko couldn't do that. They were too absorbed in their own struggles. So you see what I'm saying here?
They were too up their ass like Nick is, you know?
Yeah, basically. No, except they were nicer than me.
But I think that was
Yeah.
part of Kong's thing, though. Danny's right, though, because they brought him in to be
Well, I'm right, too. So anyway, we're both right.
You're all wrong.
Danny would have preferred a more teamwork-oriented approach, but
Smokey's
that's
right.
not what the show is doing. That's all I'm saying.
I think Danny comes from a part of, like, because Danny's seen the most sports anime out of all of us. And I think
The
she's
filthy
just,
Fujoshi sports anime.
Fuck
She's
you,
just-
bitch.
she's just, she's used to what she's used to, and she likes what she likes, you know?
If it ain't ugly, I don't want it.
But, like, that's...
Wait, hold on a second. But Hanebado, they have a lot of
Hanebado.
singles matches.
Hannah
But that shut up.
Yeah.
But that is still a team sport.
Well, yeah, you have people on a team, and ping pong is 1 versus 1, unless you do like a weird.
Well,
variation of it,
Hanebado is
but-
1 versus 1, badminton's 1 versus 1. But
No,
like,
isn't
it's-
badminton 2 versus 2? Pretty sure
It
it is.
can be.
There
It
was
can be
2v2
doubles,
matches
but
in it, but the main thing of it
Okay.
was
Well, anyway, yeah, I think we've made our point though about the teamwork. Let's move on to the rest of the characters really quick.
there's no meme
So-
in team.
We got all the main characters. There's also
Sakuma.
there's Akuma, the slant-eyed guy.
Sakuma, not Akuma.
Is it Sakuma? Do they call him?
It's
I think-
His
Akuma.
nickname is
I think
Akuma
they call
because
him-
Akuma means demon.
Yeah, Akuma means demon. That's what they're calling him. And I can't find him on here. But anyway, he's one of
He's
the
got
members of
glasses.
the Kaio team, and he looks like a demon. Yeah, he's Peko's childhood rival, and he joins Kaio and like he's training ultra hard. He trains the hardest out of anybody, maybe aside from Dragon, aside from Kazuma, and he wants so badly to be good at ping pong, but he just doesn't have the talent.
The natural talent. He lacks the natural talent.
Yeah, exactly. So he learns that about halfway through the series and branches off into his own arc to like rediscover what he wants to do in life. And that's really cool because he actually also brings up Peko. He kind of finds Peko when Peko's at his low point and convinces Peko to start training again.
Which
So-
I honestly, after Peko lost miserably, I was just like, this character is freaking hilarious. Like, he don't give a shit. He got fat. He got his
when he
hair
lost to
was
Kong?
long.
Yeah. He just totally lets himself
He
go.
like
I was-
lets himself.
I was gonna
go.
say that was one of my favorite moments in the show because that's his childhood rival, and his childhood rival comes in, and he's
And
like,
says,
"I'm gonna,
"What the fuck are
he's
you
like,
doing?"
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna fucking knock you down a peg because you're a clown. You are disrespecting the sport, so I'm gonna knock you down a peg." And he does. And then after he does, he goes up to him and goes, "We're gonna get right back into it, but we're gonna do it right." And then Peko does, and he gets it right, and it's badass. That arc between them two there is like my favorite part of it. One of my favorite moments in the show.
Dude,
For
I
real.
love every fucking moment of this show. Dude, every character's arc is so good, man. And
It is.
It happens so quickly, but like it doesn't feel quick. You know what I mean? It's
No, it
not.
doesn't.
It's not rushed. Like it all makes sense, especially with like the way it's directed and the soundtrack aiding all of this. Like, oh, so good. Just shivering from it.
Yeah, it's good.
So I think we named all the main characters there. There's also
Butterfly
the
Joe
d-
and Obaba.
yeah, Butterfly Joe
The
and
coaches.
and the coaches, and then Kazuma's girlfriend, who's also his cousin, who's not really his girlfriend.
Distant cousins.
Yeah, they're not blood
cousins.
related, all right.
Danny's like, let's be
She's-
real, they're fucking.
she's his Sword Art
They are
Online
fucking.
cousin.
Well, they
waifu.
used to fuck, and now they're not anymore. Fucking Kazuma just soaks up in the tub all the time.
It's unclear. It's unclear if they ever did. I don't even.
She'd be
know.
walking in
Weird.
there when he's naked.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the freaking flowers.
Oh man, that scene. Okay, so we want to talk about a couple of our favorite scenes. The Christmas episode. I think it was like episode 6.
Oh, that
somewhere
one
in there.
made me sad.
That was like that always chokes me up because it goes through each character like doing what they do on Christmas, as Kong is singing in a karaoke bar with his team. So he's like learning to grow with his team. He's singing this like bittersweet song, and you can find it on YouTube. Just type in Ping Pong.
It was really awesome when his mom came to visit and they started making wontongs.
Yeah. Like the whole team was
The whole
helping.
team,
and,
they're all like, "Hey, what you doing there?" And he's all like, "Yeah, you want to help?"
So they're having the best Christmas, but every other character is like
Having
struggling
a
or
shitty-ass
alone.
Christmas.
It's almost polarizing, right? Because at the beginning, it's like, okay, here's the two prodigies. They're obviously doing really good. They're fine.
Yeah.
And then Kong is like in his own shit. He's homesick. He's mad that he got kicked off his team, which they don't really like say specifically what he did. But like that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But then it comes to the
just got
Christmas
kicked
episode, which is the halfway point of the show, and it just is flipped around.
And it also shows one of the supporting the team. I forgot what school they're from, but Smile and Pecco's school, their teammate.
Katase,
or Oto, the guy with the bird hair. He's
Oto.
His hair
helped-
freaking annoyed the shit out of me.
He basically
God.
had like Shiki hair, like we reviewed Shiki and everyone's hair was like fucking weird.
Yeah.
So his
Like
family
freaking
repairs
antlers.
stuff, and he was helping his family on Christmas. What is it? Pecco is like drunkenly stumbling in the harbor.
Yeah, because his like a potential girlfriend gave him fucking alcohol infused chocolates.
Yeah. And and then Smile is sitting alone like with a cake, and then it shows
That made me sad.
Yeah, it ends on that too. And Kazuma is training while his girlfriend is imagining herself like with him, like strolling through the Christmas cityscape. And you think that he's there for a second, but that's just her imagining it. And she gets back and she like discovers that he's just like training alone on Christmas and like just doing nothing. And then it like ends perfectly with Smile's candles blowing out. It's like, oh man, so good. That's like one of the best anime Christmas moments I've ever seen. Like from any anime.
That has had a Christmas episode.
Like Tokyo Godfathers. That's a great Christmas anime. But like just this episode, like alone is a really good Christmas like moment because it's got that like bittersweetness to it. So
because there's that whole idea that's like that nobody should be alone on this time, right? It's one of the last holidays of the year. It's a big deal.
It's about togetherness. So Kong's doing it right. He's doing it the right way.
Right.
Well, theoretically, yeah.
In a place that wasn't his home originally, it's his
he's
first
learning
Christmas
to
away
adapt.
from home.
Yeah, so he actually grows the quickest.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? So like any scenes that you liked a lot, or like any other things that we've...
My favorite thing was other than the last match was the one I mentioned, which was where Pecco loses to Akuma, and then when he loses to his rival, and then he gets all depressed and fat, and then he comes back up and he's like, because he coasted him and he's like, I already said it, but yeah, like that part, that's my favorite, other than the last match, in my opinion.
My favorite moment, I would have to say when Pecco got back up, like got back onto his feet and like went to Obaba and was all like, "Hey, Granny, teach me like the ways of table tennis again."
Oh yeah, she's training him.
And like literally hardcore training him, and then they go to her son's dojo, and Tamara trains him even more. And there was this one scene where there was like a lady statue, and he's like, "Ooh, a lady
Oh yeah, he's
ping pong
basically
player."
he's perving out on it, and it turns out it's her. It's the old lady.
Yeah. That whole moment of just Pecco being trained by Obaba and her son is awesome.
Yeah, you see that statue, and then that's the part they tell you how much of a G she was at ping pong.
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit.
And that's right then and there. That's when I kind of wished that there was a lady, like a female,
like a side story type thing.
Yeah, like
an
OVA.
OVA.
A little bit, but then also have a female ping pong player with this younger generation.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It would have been nice to have that too.
I think it'd be cool if there was like an OVA. I don't wish that there was like more episodes because I feel like it was the perfect length.
It is.
I don't
the
want it
perfect
to.
length.
I don't want more information. I don't want a backstory. I don't want a fucking Fooly Cooly 2 electric boogaloo. You know what I
Ping
mean?
pong.
Like the show
progressive.
is exactly what it needs to be. So, yeah, ping pong progressive barf. Oh my god.
So let me
Yeah.
now let me come full circle now, right? So I'm gonna talk about two things right quick. The way it's presented, right? Because like I said, it's a character-driven story, and that's when I stopped my point and said, "Hey, let's get into the characters." Because each character has a thing visually. Because Nick was talking about symbolism, and the symbolism of each character is important as you're watching, without spoiling. As you're watching it, like everything kind of starts to like the beginning of the fate of each character starts like probably a little bit after the halfway point, probably like episode 7 or so, right?
I would say episode 4 actually, because what happens or it might have even been episode 3 because.
Actually, you're right. There's a couple
super
characters who
duper side character who's like this guy who has a couple of lines, and he's like, "Oh man, I lost in ping pong. I guess I'll go explore the world."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you see him like from time to time, just like in the background.
It's just a side character wanderer.
But even he's got his own like thing, which is fucking cool. He's got his own arc, like in the whole.
Yeah, he gets crushed so bad that he's like, "Oh god, ping pong's not for me." And then later on, he shows up and he's like, "I was missing ping pong all along." So yeah.
But it's that my that's probably, if I were to say my favorite, not my favorite moment, but my favorite thing about the show is the way it's presented, not only of the story driven by the characters themselves, but just also visually.
Oh yeah,
Like-
they do a lot of like paneling. They'll take
Yeah,
they'll take frames and like stained glass them across the screen.
So half of the screen will come in and it's like Smile stepping on the floor and it does like a little thing around their foot, and then the other half of the screen will come in and it's him hitting the ball.
I'm
And it's
curious
just
too
like-
if this was a budget saving measure.
I can say that the panel by panel like that they did, I didn't mind it, but it was a little excessive.
Yeah, they did it a lot, but like that's just the style of the show.
A lot. They did it like for
Yeah, a
every
lot.
single
A lot.
freaking episode,
A lot.
frame
Yeah.
by frame.
Exactly.
It's excessive, man.
I'm curious, like how much budget the show had compared to other shows, like as far as time and resources.
I don't know, I'm
Because,
curious,
like,
too.
It has really good animation sometimes, and then other times it doesn't have that. But it's like they had a lot of limitations. It looks like, but maybe not. Maybe this was. I think it was purposeful too. It's like they probably figured out. It's like, okay, we have this much time and resources. Here's
let's
what we
save
can do.
this for this.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Let's save this man.
It's not like Demon Slayer where it's like infinite, you know.
Where they're just going at it like 24/7. Yeah.
Yeah, or
Um,
Violet Evergarden where it's like
Violet
this
Evergarden.
is bullshit. Looks
But that-
too good.
But yeah, I think Yuasa did a great job of adapting it. It's like a fucking, it's for ping pong for something that is just it's not fantasy. It's not nothing. It's a sports show. It's a coming of age show. It's a sign-in, and it's a drama, and it's still visually stunning. It didn't need to do anything crazy to be visually
It's
stunning at
ugly
all.
and yet beautiful. That's what it is.
And I think one of the most notable is I'm looking through these screen caps here that Nick took.
Oh
One
yeah,
of the
I
most-
took over 100 screenshots of the show as I was watching it. I'm like, I don't feel like taking notes. I'm just gonna do this.
This is like and every YouTuber who's like reviewed this show, or most YouTubers who review the show, use this shot. But it's the shot of Butterfly Joe, which is Smile's coach, sitting on the table, and it's like the sun's going down, and he's got butterfly wings, and it's like, it's really friggin' cool, man. Like, the cinematography is really good, and there's some
it's
of the
the
shots
taste you
where
can see.
some of the shots where Dragon is isolating himself in the bathroom.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's a repeated imagery they do.
Yeah, it's well, and also because he's like in a different. Sometimes he's in the stall, sometimes he's not. But when he's in the stall by himself is when it's really like, ooh, and the coloring, the color very much sets the mood of each event that is happening, and they always use really kind of almost like ugly colors when he's isolating himself in the bathroom. You know?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Because burden is ugly, like, you know, carrying too much burden is ugly.
A lot of
thing.
his a lot of his scenes are darker, like especially when he's playing, like when he plays Kong in the first Inner High match, he's like hovering over the table like a giant like Godzilla, and when he hits the ball it turns into a dragon, It's fucking amazing. Dude.
Badass.
Like you can't do that in real life without like a huge budget.
The dragon's like carrying the ball as if it would carry the pearl, like the Shenlong dragon would carry a pearl.
Yeah, dude,
you know?
it's fuck. And the plane, like Kong's plane, is flying by, and the dragon's just like defeating it. It's like, oh my god, dude,
Oh,
this
shit.
is awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
And his theme song, both of their theme songs are like fucking awesome. Like when Kong first shows up, he's got his theme song. Dragon shows up, and it's like super foreboding and ominous and stuff.
Well, and I think the GME podcast pointed this out, which I didn't notice at first, but like Pecco's theme song is that one that Smile is like humming.
Oh, that he's
Yeah.
humming. Yeah,
Beginning of
I think
the
it's
show.
from his game.
Yeah,
Is that from his game?
I think it is. Yeah, which is weird because like you earlier had said that Pecco sees himself as like the hero from his video game and things
No,
like that.
Pecco doesn't see himself
No,
as that. Pecco sees himself.
Smile sees Pecco as his hero.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah,
that's right,
Smile's
yeah.
like hide. There's like the image of Smile hiding in the locker. It's like I'm just gonna hide in here, and then Pecco opens the locker and like saves him, and you can see the hero. It's like a Sentai character like doing the Sentai moves that they do.
Yeah.
And he's like, chant these 3 times, enter the hero, and it's like it's fucking dope, dude. When Smile's playing and Pecco's playing and their music starts intermingling and stuff.
Yeah, it's that I love. I love that. I love that everything, little details like that, they come full circle like that, and it's just like, oh, dude, that's good. That's perfect. Just leave it like that. Taste
That's a 10.
soft, creamy.
Are we gonna
Oh,
have that
man.
in the intro?
I'm gonna
again?
put that. No, I'm gonna put that right here. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Soft.
No, just have the lip smack going for like 5 minutes. You know.
I should
As we're
edit it
talking.
so it's just that playing underneath this part. It's just anyway. So can we talk about ratings yet, or does Nick want to go first? Or no, Nick wants to go.
I'll go last, I guess. I don't have anything specific, but yeah, I feel like I'll just go last. So like you guys
Okay,
can
Danny,
go
go
first.
first.
赤い日が僕を睨むよあくびしたら滲んだ世界望みは目と
Is this? What do you rate it? And is this gonna go on your top 50?
Danny's like 1 out of 10. No, wait, I'm gonna rate it for you guys. Remember?
Oh yeah, Nick.
Oh,
Nick.
that's
Okay, so
right.
I
Oh yeah,
had
because
my
Nick
own,
has seen it. Yeah.
I had my mental prediction. I was like, okay, Danny's gonna hate it, and
like a
Sam's gonna like
magician.
it.
He's like a magician. Like write your number down on this card. I'm not.
All right,
gonna
here's
look at it.
Danny's review. Ping Pong is pretty good, but didn't have enough pretty boys, and
Damn.
you
dude.
know, just not enough teamwork and pretty boys. 4 out of 10. Here's Sam's review. All right, it had Sentai in there. It was pretty cool. Lots of lots of cool guys and getting up and going
But
down.
no
and-
Catface Johnsons.
Yeah, no Johnsons. So
No Johnsons.
That's 2-point swing. 8 out of 10. All right, for real.
So
you guys
wait,
can go.
what do you think? Wait, no, seriously, what do you think Danny's gonna give it?
Oh, if I had to guess,
Yeah.
I don't know, like a 6.
Okay.
That's
go
my
ahead,
guess.
Danny.
I don't know. It's whatever. It's a number.
Go ahead, Danny.
I gave it an 8.
Oh,
Danny,
see?
in
What are
Discord,
mad
you
for?
said it sucked.
She would no. She DM'd me right after, and she was like debated.
Oh my god.
I literally told
Oh, okay.
I really just wanted to trigger you, and then I DM'd Sam, and I was all like, "So I'm lying."
I was doing the Pepe concerned face as you said
Yeah.
that. I'm like,
Debated. Get debated.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's gonna make your top 50 or no?
I don't know. I mean, I did. Okay, so I really did enjoy it. It definitely had, that sports anime shonen vibe to it.
So it did make
And
you feel at home a little bit.
It
if
did,
anything.
yeah. I mean, obviously, it's a sports anime, so obviously, I am going to enjoy it.
it
There
almost
are
isn't a sports anime though, in a way.
well, so Black Critic Guy reviewed this, and what he said, I think it was him. I did watch a couple other people reviewing
Yeah,
it.
Anime Every
but
Day, Alexander. Those are a couple of ones we watched too.
But
Those guys have good reviews of it.
Someone said that the sport itself was secondary.
Yeah, that's what
like-
I said.
Yeah.
It's the platform to give you the ideas of the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And pretty much it's developing and growing of the coming of age story.
Because you don't learn
So-
how to play ping pong from this, whereas other sports anime, you kind of learn
No.
the rules and learn how to play and all that, and
Yeah.
some strategies.
Yeah.
You don't learn any of that in Ping Pong the Animation. So if that's what you want, then that's not what's in the show.
Yeah, there was
Right.
none of that exposition. Yeah.
There is no like side characters up in the bleachers explaining what the hell is going on and shit like that.
so fast!
He's putting his foot down in the left corner of the table. That means he's gonna go for the, just goes on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, like slam dunk. They're like, oh god, he has to make this free throw. 2 episodes
Yeah.
later, he made the free throw. This is
Okay.
like the polar opposite of slam dunk,
Yeah,
which is also a fun show. But
I gotta watch Slam Dunk still.
It might
Okay.
go. It might go on
Okay.
my top.
it's a little too ugly. Danny's
Okay.
gonna look at one picture and be like, oh,
Ugh,
gross.
not enough Johnson. Okay, so Nick, what do you think I rated it?
Well, I already said. I think you probably gave it
8
an
out
8.
of 10.
I don't know. I was guessing. I said Danny 6, Sam 8. I'm way off, probably. Whatever.
No, you're right. I gave it 8 out of 10. I gave it 8 out of 10 because
Disappointed.
I probably I'm a man.
No,
'Cause
you
I'm
can do
com-
whatever you want. That's cool.
I'd probably give
It's
it like
it's just a
8.5.
number. It's just a number.
Maybe do like a B plus. I don't know. Visually, and it was a nice. It also might be. It was a nice like breath of fresh air to watch an anime out of all the ones we've been watching, because we just came out of the season with Demon Slayer and all that stuff, and then our last review was some dumb shit, and it was a breath of fresh air to watch.
We did Gotchman Crowds and Kyoso Giga. Those are the 2 recent ones.
The 2 recent spotlights, yeah. It was, I think, with Kyosu Giga and this going into these crazy. One was in depth and visually stunning in a more surreal way, and this was in depth, visually stunning in a more realistic way, and it was kind of cool that we did them so close.
Had that
And-
hashtag grit.
Hashtag grit. And I think it definitely is going to go on my top 50. I'm actually going to fucks with it tonight. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was really cool. I thought I was trying to go in to hate it because Nick makes me mad. But
No, I purposely didn't say anything about it because I didn't want to mess with your guys' expectations or whatever.
But
You know what I mean?
but then you have to remember too, and I've said this before, Nick has never steered me wrong. Except for the school days thing. He's never fucked with me on recommendations.
Well, I think you'll come around.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Give it time.
But he's never fucked with me on that. He's never messed with me with that. So legit.
Yeah, I
thought it
didn't
was-
do the asterisk war that Mac did.
Yeah, the asterisk war.
I'm not
Oh,
that
man.
devious.
The long con, dude.
That got all of us too. He fooled me on that. I was like, holy shit.
Not me. He didn't play me because I wasn't watching it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well.
so Nick, you go last. What's your thing? I think everyone pretty much knows.
So yeah, ping pong for me, it kind of encapsulates everything I want in an anime. It has this, it has the special aspects of a show that can't really be translated into live action. It has various character arcs that intermingle together and affect each other, and it has these characters learning and growing through whatever activity they're doing. And there's various emotions that go through it. They're not just oh, it's just ping pong, or it's just a romance, or it's just the family business or whatever. It's all of the above, right? It has a
Sure.
little bit of everything. It's like life kind of.
Sure.
And it shows all these things playing together in this web that is it's just very well. It's really well directed, and
it's satisfying. The ending is satisfying.
Yeah, it's just it's a complete media experience with
I would
the
have liked to
directing,
see a
the
little
music.
bit more at the end.
Yes, Danny, we know.
At least
this is
the-
my review. I
at
have the
least-
floor. I have the magic conch.
At least the match itself. I liked the overall ending, but the match itself.
The last match. Yeah.
The last
Yeah.
one, yeah. Well, they did kind of what Megalobox did, where they didn't show the actual climax, right?
Yeah, I
they
hate
skipped
that.
forward a little bit, and I can understand why people would be frustrated with that. It makes sense though, because again, the sport isn't the point of the show. It's characters learning about themselves and what they want to do in life, and
Yeah,
you know,
Nick.
who they are and like what abilities they have. And this is kind of like the show about the difference between talent and hard work, and you know what you need to do to fit into your own world and everything. So the show has everything. It has it all. So I gave it a 10.
That's a 10.
And I don't give anything a 10, and I gave Ping Pong a 10. So I didn't want to spoil you guys and be like,
It's like-
oh, it's
it's
the best show ever, you know. But like, yeah,
Right. It's like a
obviously
nice
it's going
package
on my
for
top
you,
50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a nice, perfect packaged anime. Yeah, for sure.
How many
I give it-
10s did I give? We'll find out when I.
Oh shit, we didn't do the
Yeah.
thing. I gave it 8.
You guys both gave it an 8, I think. Yeah.
8 ping pong balls.
I still sometimes listen to the soundtrack just to get pumped up, like. And now I have these little albums to look at.
And as Nick said earlier too, the soundtrack is awesome, and the opening and ending were cool too.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
the opening gets you really hyped. It's the opening animation for that. It's like they put their entire budget into just the opening.
Oh god, for real.
Holy shit, dude! It's like these charcoal drawings, and it's like super sketchy, but like so many lines and frames. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Tada Hitori by Bakudan Johnny is the opening, and then the ending is Ano Hiro Bokura ni Suite by Merengue. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
Merengue. Meringue? Is it meringue or merengue? I don't know. Banana meringue. Lemon meringue pie. Anyway, I'm going to name my band that now. Lemon meringue pie. So, Nick loved it. It's a perfect package. 10 out of 10 for him. You heard it here first. Nick gave a show a 10.
Oh
Actually,
my
I mean,
God.
you've heard him. Well, you've technically heard him give shows a 10 before, but it's rare.
Yeah,
It's like
I very rarely do it.
It's like a shiny Pikachu. It's like you can't find a shiny Pikachu in the Viridian Forest, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you should watch Ping Pong the Animation. You really should. I think before you start your decade thing, or even as you're making your decade thing, you should watch this while you're doing it. 100%. Masaaki Yuasa.
Oh hell yeah,
Fucking
this is
amazing.
a must watch. Like, I don't care what your preferences are or your anime taste is, you have to watch this. Like, you have to at least try it.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Maybe
I would say
even maybe it's not your favorite, but at least watch it.
And I would say override the 3-ep rule, do the 4-ep rule on this one.
Oh, for
Because-
sure. Yeah, get to episode 4 is fucking incredible. Episode 1 is incredible. Like every single episode for me was awesome.
for sure.
So, yeah.
For sure. So that being said, let us know what you thought of it. Hit us up on Discord if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, shut up. Get out of my face. And you should watch it real quick and then come back. Talk to me, baby! I've been Sam, Danny Hootenanny, Nick the Animation, and we've been the Anime Summit Podcast.
Enter the hero.
Nick, change your name on Discord to Nick the Animation.